Welcome to tonight's top news stories from around the world. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Naureen. Let's get started with the headlines making waves right now. President Trump says deal with China is final on rare earths and student visas. Downtown LA curfew stirs after ICE protests and Trump's troop deployment. Over 300 protesters arrested in LA after defying curfew during immigration raids protest. Elon Musk regrets harsh posts about President Trump. Kosovo accepted Trump's request to host migrants from other countries. Governor Hochul announced 325 million grants to improve water systems in New York. TikTok star Kaby Lame left US after detention over visa issue in Las Vegas. Mr. Beast spent $500,000 to rent Disneyland for romantic date with fiancé. Sajid Ahmed was a joy, visited India to spend Eid with mother Sheikh Hasina amid political tensions. Bangladeshi woman Rutba Yasmin set to make history on the moon. Brazil secured a spot in 2026 World Cup with a win over Paraguay. And Shamit says Bangladesh football has a bright future after a tough loss. You were listening to Headlines, now news in detail. President Donald Trump said the United States and China reached a deal after 2 days of talks in London. On his Truth Social account, he said the agreement was done and only needed final approval from him and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Under the deal, China will supply rare earth minerals and magnets to the US, which are important for making electric cars, weapons, and electronics. In return, the US will let Chinese students stay in American universities. Trump said both sides would now work closely to increase trade between the two countries. US officials confirmed that talks were productive. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said if China follows the agreement, economic balance is possible. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick added that US trade measures may be relaxed if China speeds up rare earth export licenses. Trump said the US is currently charging 55% tariffs on Chinese goods, while China is charging 10% on US goods. He said both sides agreed to reduce those rates in a previous truce. In the future, China and the US plan to hold more talks to strengthen cooperation and reduce misunderstandings. California Governor Gavin Newsom gave a speech after days of protests in Los Angeles. The protests began on June 6 after ICE immigration raids led to the arrest of 45 people, including union leader David Huerta. Protesters clashed with law enforcement, leading to looting, vandalism, and road blockades. President Trump sent 2,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines to LA despite objections from California leaders. Newsom called it a dangerous and unnecessary move. On June 10, the governor said Trump's actions made the situation worse and accused him of using military power for political reasons. That evening, the mayor of LA ordered a curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. in a 1 square mile area downtown. More arrests followed as police cleared the streets. So far, around 400 people have been arrested. California's Attorney General filed a lawsuit to stop the federal troop deployment. Protests also spread to other cities like Santa Ana and San Francisco. Tensions may continue if more troops arrive, but leaders are calling for calm. More than 300 people have been arrested in downtown Los Angeles after they protested against President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown and military presence, defying a curfew imposed by the city. The curfew, which lasted from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., was enforced after days of protests against aggressive immigration and customs enforcement raids. Mayor Karen Bass announced the order to control crowds. However, many protesters stayed in the area overnight. The Los Angeles Police Department confirmed they began mass arrests as groups refused to leave. California Governor Gavin Newsom had already tried to stop the military deployment by filing a lawsuit, but President Trump sent 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines to the city. ICE raids have targeted immigrant workers in fields, shops and homes, creating fear among thousands of undocumented people. Trump said the military would stay in Los Angeles until there is no danger and has not ruled out using the Insurrection Act. Protests may continue in coming days and more arrests could follow if curfews are ignored. Elon Musk, the world's richest person and a former advisor to President Donald Trump, said he regretted his recent criticism of the US president. Musk posted on his platform X, saying, "I regret some of my posts about President @real Donald Trump last week. They went too far." This came after a public argument between Trump and Musk that happened on social media on June 5. Musk had strongly criticized Trump's new spending bill, calling it unnecessary and too expensive. The bill is currently being discussed in Congress. Some Republican lawmakers who are against the bill asked Musk to support political challengers against those who voted for it. That led Trump to warn Musk of serious consequences if he did. Trump also called Musk disrespectful in an interview on June 7, but he did not say what actions he would take. Now, Musk appears to be trying to calm things down. In the future, tensions between Trump and Musk may ease, but the disagreement over the spending bill still remains a hot topic in Washington. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Kosovo agreed to a request from President Trump's administration to accept 50 migrants who are not from Kosovo. US and Kosovo officials confirmed this deal as part of a wider US effort to deport migrants whose home countries refused to take them back. Kosovo's embassy in Washington said it would temporarily host the deportees while working to return them to their own countries. The embassy also said Kosovo would choose individuals based on legal and safety rules. The U.S. State Department thanked Kosovo and called it a key partner in Trump's immigration policy. It is still unclear which countries the migrants will be from or their identities. The Trump administration has already deported many migrants to other nations such as Costa Rica, Panama, and El Salvador. Efforts to send people to Libya and South Sudan were blocked by U.S. courts. Kosovo, which became independent from Serbia in 2008, sees the US as a strong ally. In 2021, Kosovo also hosted Afghan evacuees after the US left Afghanistan. More countries may join future deals. Governor Kathy Hochul announced $325 million in new grants to help towns and cities in New York upgrade their water and sewer systems. The goal is to give people cleaner water, protect health, create jobs, and keep utility costs low. The grant program will open on June 20. Local governments can apply until September 12. The money will help with projects like fixing old pipes, building better water treatment systems, removing lead, and fighting PFAS contamination. Small and rural towns will get more support. Their grant share will rise from 25% to 50% of project costs. The state also plans to continue special help for communities struggling with emerging water problems. This new funding is part of New York's larger plan. Since 2017, the state has invested $6 billion in clean water projects. More help will come in 2026 through the state budget. Officials believe this will lead to safer water and stronger communities for years to come. Khaby Lame, the world's most followed TikTok star, left the US after immigration officers detained him for overstaying his visa. US Immigration and Customs Enforcement confirmed that he was stopped at Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas and allowed to leave without a deportation order. Lame, who was born in Senegal and raised in Italy, came to the US on April 30, 2025. ICE said he stayed beyond his visa's limit. He has not shared any comment publicly since the incident. The 25-year-old internet star became famous during the pandemic for his silent reactions to silly life hack videos. He now has over 162 million TikTok followers and became an Italian citizen in 2022. Lame recently attended the Met Gala in New York and had a multi-year deal with Hugo Boss. He was also named a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador in January. This happened while President Trump's immigration crackdown grew stronger with recent ICE raids in Los Angeles. Lame's voluntary departure lets him avoid a ban from returning to the US in the future. YouTube star MrBeast, also known as Jamie Donaldson, spent $500,000 to rent out Disneyland for a special date with his fiancée Thea Buisson. In his recent video, he showed 6 dates with costs ranging from $1 to $500,000, ending with a private Disneyland visit. During the Disneyland date, they enjoyed rides like Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance and a Pixar Pal-Around Ferris wheel. They also played carnival games and made custom lightsabers at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. MrBeast said having the park almost to themselves was an unforgettable experience. Although some believe renting the whole park is impossible, Disneyland does offer private events and after-hours tickets. In 1992, actress Elizabeth Taylor rented Disneyland for her 60th birthday, closing the park for a party. Disney has not confirmed if MrBeast truly rented the entire park. Still, the video shows an extraordinary and costly celebration, highlighting MrBeast's unique and expensive style. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. Sajib Ahmed Wazid, also known as Joy, son of former Prime Minister of Bangladesh Sheikh Hasina, traveled to India to celebrate Eid al-Adha with his mother. Hasina has been living in self-exile in New Delhi since last August after the Awami League government collapsed amid nationwide protests. Wazid, a US citizen and a key Awami League figure, arrived in India ahead of Eid to meet Hasina, who is staying in a safe house in the capital. Sources close to the party said this was the first visit Hasina had received since arriving in India. There were no plans for Wazir to attend public events and details of his visit remained private. Meanwhile, Bangladesh's interim government, led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, has requested India to extradite Hasina. She faces multiple criminal charges, including an indictment for ordering a police crackdown on protesters. Tensions between India and Bangladesh's caretaker government remain high, especially over Bangladesh's treatment of religious minorities. Authorities have asked for Hasina to appear before the tribunal on June 16. Rutba Yasmin, a Bangladeshi physicist and engineer, is ready to make history as the first Bangladeshi woman to go to space. She successfully completed her training under the women-focused Moon Pioneer mission by Space Nation and prepared for her journey to the moon. Space Nation revealed the names of the mission participants, and Rutba's name quickly drew attention on social media. Most of the participants were women, and Rutba proudly represented not just Bangladesh but also women in global space missions. Rutba studied at Scholastic School in Dhaka, earned a physics degree from Mount Holyoke College in the US, completed a graduation in data science at United International University, and a master's in electrical engineering at the University of South Alabama. Her interest in space began through research on geomagnetic storms. She later trained as an EVA specialist, learning moonwalking, radiation protection, and resource collection. In one mission drill, she fixed a life support failure just 60 seconds before danger. She said, "Only 11% of astronauts are women. I dream to change that." Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Brazil qualified for the 2026 World Cup in North America after winning 1-0 against Paraguay in São Paulo. This victory marked the first win for Brazil's new coach Carlo Ancelotti. Vinicius Junior, a Real Madrid player, scored the only goal just before halftime, finishing a cross from Matheus Cunha, who recently joined Manchester United. Before the match, Uruguay's 2-0 win over Venezuela made it possible for both Brazil and Paraguay to qualify. Paraguay needed only a draw to secure their spot, while Brazil had to win. Brazil had few chances early on, and Cunha missed a clear chance in the 35th minute, but he helped set up the goal that sealed the game. With this win, Brazil moved to third place in South America with 25 points from 16 games, ensuring automatic qualification. Paraguay, with 24 points, still needed 1 point to qualify for the first time since 2010. Brazil will make its 23rd World Cup appearance in the United States, Canada, and Mexico next year. Bangladesh midfielder Shamit Shome felt disappointed after Bangladesh lost 2-1 to Singapore in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers at the National Stadium. The match on June 10, 2025 was Shamit's first game for Bangladesh and his first time playing with Hamza Chowdhury, another top player. Shamit thanked the fans, teammates, and coaches on Instagram and said, "Bangladesh football is just getting started." He showed skill in the first half but could not keep the same level in the second half. Singapore scored 2 goals by Song Yong and Iksan Fanti. Bangladesh's Rakib Hossain scored 1 goal, but the team could not equalize despite strong pressure at the end. Goalkeeper Mitul Marma made mistakes that led to both Singapore goals. Mitul apologized on Facebook, saying he had a hard time after losing his older brother recently, but promised to come back stronger. Shamit and the team look hopeful for better results in the future. We'll be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 20,114.81. The NYSE Composite is increased by 80.35 points or 0.40%. Tokyo stock close price is 38,421.19. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 209.68 points or 0.55%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,402.32. The Shanghai index is increased by 17.50 points or 0.52%. Hong Kong stock close price is 24,366.94. The Hang Seng index is increased by 204.07 points or 0.84%. Bombay stock close price is 82,515.14. The Sensex index is increased by 123.42 points or 0.15%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. President Trump says deal with China is final on rare earths and student visas. Downtown LA curfew stirs after ICE protests and Trump's troop deployment. Over 300 protesters arrested in LA after defying curfew during immigration raids protest. Elon Musk regrets harsh posts about President Trump. Kosovo accepted Trump's request to host migrants from other countries. Governor Hochul announced 325 million grants to improve water systems in New York. TikTok star Kaby Lame left US after detention over visa issue in Las Vegas. Mr. Beast spent $500,000 to rent Disneyland for a romantic date with fiancé. Sajid Ahmed was a joy, visited India to spend Eid with mother Sheikh Hasina amid political tensions. Bangladeshi woman Rutba Yasmin set to make history on the moon. Brazil secured a spot in 2026 World Cup with a win over Paraguay. And Shamit says Bangladesh football has a bright future after a tough loss. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jadoo TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.